Hello, my sexy soul family. How are you all doing? This is Water Woman Sacred Hotto. We're doing our coffee and tarot again. We're getting with this shit, okay? We need to start the day off right, checking into some energies, trying to see what's up, what's going on. So just as a reminder, if you didn't happen to know, and you're new to this, I do utilize tarot as a tool to assist in exploring the energies. However, much of what comes through is channeled from spirit. So please be mindful because it is a general reading. Messages may or may not resonate for you. Do not Cinderella this shit and try to make it fit. If this message is not for you, feel free to check out some of the other readings that I've provided on this channel. All right. Also, as a reminder, I do live readings once a week. If you want to join in, you do have to hit that little subscribe button and then the bell notification for the lives. That way you can get notified. I always let people know an hour or two prior to hopping on when I'm going to be coming on. And I do full on readings. We play games in order to determine who gets it. So it takes it out of my hands. I'm not the one that's choosing who's going to get a reading. And it kind of puts, I hope that it helps you to feel that it's very unbiased in who is chosen. Okay. We play intuition games. And then based upon that, that's who gets chosen. So, alrighty, let's get started with this. Get your cup of coffee. Let's settle in. This is really going to be good for when fall and winter hit. Now it is fall and winter in some other places, or spring, winter and spring. Like it's colder in other places. Okay. Alrighty, let's get started. Where are we going with this one? Okay. Archangel Tarot. Yeah, I'm feeling good this morning. I hope everybody else is feeling good this morning too. It could be because this is my second cup of coffee. That's neither here nor there. Coffee makes me a happy woman. I am the person that's like, you want to go on a coffee date? Like, yes, I do. I want to go. And if you have those little black spectacles that you wear with the turtleneck, I'm going to be so excited. Like, let's do this. Or if you're like a very hippie, eclectic dressed person, with the long hair all tied up into the messy bun. And I'm like, bitch, you got this. Man or woman, I don't care. I like it both. Mm-hmm. All right, let's see what's going on. Oh. Oh, that went. Okay, hold on. 5 of air. All right, people. Up in your mind. Okay, so they are literally... Okay, so these always... Pardon me. Hiccupy, whatever thingies these are. They're bringing me to the words. They often point out the words with these. Review everyone's motives is what it says at the very bottom of this particular card. I know y'all love me when I do this. I'm about to turn the fucking lights on a little differently. Let's see how this pans out. Can you see better? Yeah, that's better. Jeez, God. And as y'all can tell, I still have my trusty squeaky chair. Yep. Wouldn't be the same. 8 of 5. Woo! Things are about to happen pretty fast. And that paired with review everyone's motives, it's like really needing to pay attention. Sometimes things can slip past us when events are moving at a high speed, or like there's many things happening at once. We will be delved into the energies of just managing at the moment what's happening. Okay, you know what? Spirit, we ain't gotta throw shit on the floor. Renewal. I'm still feeling like I need to go. Okay, time to move in a new direction, and then a favorable assessment of the facts. Review and evaluate. Okay. Okay. We got a lot. Okay, let's put this up. I'll figure out what the F is going on. To air, the sun. Okay. I'm already feeling like somehow this is out of order. I don't know what I just did, so give me a second. Let me figure this out. We're just gonna do this because I feel like I want to make sure I give you all So I'm getting this, okay, guys. With the five of air, when we're talking about, learn what you can from the situation and reviewing everyone's motives, right? Five of air is that very mental, trying to understand something, feeling conflicted mentally about something. And so you're really trying to figure something out. And what I want to say is there's going to be a lot of people that have something to say or add or put their 2 cents worth in, even though you don't need their fucking 2 cents, into an area where um, something where something starts. This is a seven of earth. This is seven of pentacles. Okay. So this is when you've planted seeds and they begin to sprout. So you're at the beginning of something and you're trying to make moves and decisions and cultivate something. And that's when people want to come and chime in and give you all kinds of information and guidance. And they're, somehow they feel invited in. I think they invited themselves. I'm just going to be honest. And they feel like they can come in and have something to say, right? You ever pick a path? Let's just put this out there. You got something you want and you desire and you're like, I'm going for this shit. And you start really putting your energy and time and stuff like that. And people will come along and they just act like they want to know how you doing, what's been going on. And they start asking questions. And as soon as you tell them anything, they either got a cross look on their fucking face because they don't know how to like hide that shit. And because they're trying not to, they want to let you know how like, what? You ever have those people? I've had those people. I've had those people in my life where you say something, they act like they're going to pretend like they're just genuinely interested. And then they're like, why would you want to do that? Why is it? And they look at you with their projections and their desires and they throw that at you. And you're like, get the fuck away from me. So it puts you in a position where you're like, I just don't even say anything. And then, the same people or not who look at you funny because you even had an idea and you want to go for something, or, you have a desire and you're making moves. Seven of earth is all about, you tilled up the land and you fertilize something and you really put in the necessary. It's primed and ready. You planted the fucking seeds. You know what I'm saying? You put the energy investment in it and now shit's starting to sprout, right? And when things begin to pop off, you know exactly where to focus your energy. You're like, oh, so then you become more precise because you move from the seven of pentacles into the eight of pentacles. Okay. So, and I don't know why I just got the energy of somebody asking why I keep talking about the cards. A lot of the people that I work with love it when I explain the cards with the meanings. I don't have to, but what I use, the tarot card is a story, basically. It's a story of the fool. And it's meant to kind of give you a story that you can see yourself in. You ever have somebody who's been through something, and when they articulate it and they describe it and they describe emotions, we'll use songs for instance, and it's like they are able to get across something that you never could really quite put into words, and they make it sound so beautiful, and you see yourself in it, and it gives you a different lens perspective. Because something that I've learned in doing social work in my life and working with individuals and families, is that when you put the spotlight too much on them, just like even when you're on a stage, you are blinded to everything, right? And it becomes intimidating and anxiety ridden, and it's hard to really assess the situation. But if you take the spotlight off of them and you give them a metaphor or a scenario or a story in which they can see themselves in, And I just heard somebody saying something, so I have to address this for anybody who is watching who might be going, why is she cute? I don't care about the meanings of the cards. Because this is the story that you can see yourself in. It's a way to parallel, and a lot of the people that I've read it for have really liked it, and so I continue to do so. That's the reason why I use tarot, because I technically don't have to fucking use tarot when I channel, but I do it to help you follow along in the message. Okay, if it's not your shtick, you can move on and go find another reader or another message. I mean, it's no biggie. You know, we all have our own preferences, but I'm going to talk about the cards in a lot of my readings. So let's move forward. Sometimes hearing all of this negativity from other people, or just their varying thoughts on a situation where they see it differently, and they may look at things through a negative lens because of their own programming, because of their own desires. We're not going to be in alignment with everybody. Okay, my preferences don't have to be your preferences. All right. So when we're dealing with like the 5 of Aries, hearing all of that, and it's almost like it's added in, like all these conflicting thoughts and competing thoughts within your mind that you're trying to sift through and determine, like, and sometimes very self-sabotaging types of thoughts, you know what I'm saying? Unnecessary worry at the bottom of this. Okay. Don't worry. I feel like you may be buying in just a tad to some of the things that are being said, or you're just giving weight to it. Maybe you don't buy into it, but you're a little bit like, you know what I mean? And there is a pause when you're working on something, and you've already planted the seeds, and you're like, and you're waiting to see them pop up. Not every seed pops up in a day. Okay. When you plant a real garden, that shit don't just necessarily pop up in a day. You know what I'm saying? Like, it might take just a little bit. So give yourself the time, okay? Allow it time. You don't know exactly how to action or move yet because it hasn't sprouted. As soon as it does, I don't want to go put time and energy into the tomatoes over here. I need to make sure I really focus on these plants. Because also, let's say you do nothing but tomatoes. Let's say you plant nothing but tomato plants. Not every tomato plant gonna fucking come up. I'm just letting you know right now. Not every tomato plant is gonna be able to bear fruit, right? And hell, if you end up tending to something that won't even be beneficial and feed your family. So you better wait. You better wait to know where to put your energy. Okay? That's what they're saying here. 8 of Fire is when the shit pop off, it gonna happen fast. You got enough going on in your environment or in your life, because we would have many things happening at once, right? So it's almost like you ever plant a garden. We're going with the analogy, okay? And then shit just, it's like nothing. And you're like, geez, God, you started it in April and like not much is happening. And all of a sudden, mid-May, close to the end of May, shit just goes, right? To include the weeds, everything happening at once. So you weren't busy. You did all this prep work and putting time and energy investment into something, and then everything just kind of like, you're just waiting. You know what I mean? And then everything comes through, and then it takes off with rapid speed. The cucumbers are growing up really fast. The herbs that you planted are going. The carrots are looking really tall, and you're like, okay, are these fuckers done already? But they're not. You know what I mean? But you're a little like, what? And so all of a sudden you're busy again. Events moving at a fast pace. Delays will be over. Okay, so don't be fooled. You put your energy and time into something, and now you're like kind of in like a, okay, is it going to go anywhere? Don't worry. Don't listen to people. Don't allow them to feed and pour into your thoughts, and allow your brain to be like, because when it kicks off, it's going to kick off majorly. You're going to move very fast. Okay. You're going to go from, oh my God, this is so funny, being unable or unwilling to make a decision. You're unable. You're at a stalemate right now. 2 of Air, right? 2 different types of paths. Which way do I move? You don't really know yet because your fucking garden hasn't come up yet, right? You don't know until you have that peace. Oh, this kind of ties into the last coffee and tarot. You don't really know until that last little morsel pops up and you're like, oh, That's the way that I maneuver. Okay. So it's just understand that things might be like you can't move because you don't have all the elements at this moment. But as soon as this garden pops off, honey, you best be ready to move. Okay, because that means delays are over because you will have that last piece to the puzzle and you're going to know which path to take, exactly how to execute something. And so it's literally like, just waiting. It's like being unable at this very moment. But when it pops off, you go from being at a stalemate into, like success, the stun card. Big fat fucking yes. Moving forward, path lit up, go. Okay. Now, let's get into this one, the renewal. I don't know why they're highlighting both of these, but I know that this means, this is the judgment card. This is like the fruits of your labor coming in. This is, judgment is generally depicted. Not only are you following the call, right? So that last piece to the puzzle comes in and it's almost like, the angel trumpets and it's like, da, 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 here's the way you go. This is what you do. And you're like, fuck yes, you go for it, right? If you don't believe in angels, it could be your higher self, your inner knowing. It's like, you might be confused, 5 of air, and then suddenly, poof, one more element comes in. You're like, ooh, and you go for it. You just immediately know, right? You're going to heed the call, right? You're not going to keep sitting there. Once you fucking know which way to maneuver, when you get that last piece of the puzzle, you're going to take action on it, okay? And then what there also is a favorable assessment of the facts. So I feel like this doubt that you might have over here because of the pause, because this is a crucial piece of whatever this is that's coming in. It's like a very necessary element in order to be able to move in a particular direction, to even take action towards something, which again, you've already started, you've already worked on, but it's just not going anywhere at this moment. And then this last little piece, let's put this into perspective. We've got, even if this is a relationship type of situation where you're like, I've been talking to this person and we really click and all these other things, but maybe they have a major project they're working on, so there's not a lot of time. So you make do with what you can. You've planted the seeds. It's really starting to, but you're in your mind a whole lot, and you're not really certain. And other people are like, well, if he can't make time for you, or if she can't make time for you, and you're just feeling like, no, this really, you know what I'm saying? And it feels like it's not going there. You're kind of like at a stalemate a little bit, and then all of a sudden they're done, and it's like, they really have the time, energy, and investment to move this relationship into the next level, and boom, it's a go. It's a fucking go. Now, this could also be in regards to work or moving, or, again, all kinds of scenarios and situations, right? Again, in the moment, it's unnecessary worry. They are highlighting that. Don't worry. Shit's going to sprout. Seeds are well planted. You're good. Okay. So then you're going to be able to look back and be like, okay. Favorable assessment of the facts is knowing, like really being able to see everything for what it is, the entire picture, and you're going to know you're on the right path. And you're going to be able to tell because things start to run more smoothly. And it's like the path just opens up to you. Here they say it's really about accepting the opportunities that are offered. You have the Midas touch, a successful time. So when that path finally clears and you can move ahead, let go of all of these worries, know things will be successful. Okay. Like there's no room in all of this. You'll be able to see, oh no, this is going to work out well. This is really going to do well. A favorable assessment of the facts, totally moving in a totally new direction, following that inner call to move forward. It's going to be successful. King of Earth knows exactly how to execute their desires, but they bring their desires to life in their material world. So it's like, again, material world is the touch, taste, feel, like in your fucking 3D. It's going to happen. You got no worries. There's just something about when this last element or factor falls in place, you will have zero fucking doubts, and this 5 of air will be no more. You're going to be in the sun energy, and you're going to be moving forward without any delays and at a fast pace. And it's going to feel really, really fucking good. Okay. So just don't worry about this. Whatever scenario this is, it's coming in. It's going to be beautiful. This is yes, yes, yes. Just know you've done absolutely exactly what you were supposed to do up to this point. Okay. So sometimes we get in the worry and we're like, okay, is it a stalemate because of this, this, and this? And should I look somewhere else? Sometimes you're like, well, I fucked this garden up. Shit. I don't know. I thought I prepped it well. I thought I did it, especially when you're like a new gardener, even like the third year of gardening, you're like, you constantly fucking learning. Okay. You don't really know what you're doing. You're trying to be, Mr. Nomad type of whatever. And you're just like, I can do this and I can live off the land. And you're like, I don't fucking know what I'm doing. And you get into it and you're like, okay, did I do all this for nothing? No, you didn't. You did very well. You just have to wait. Don't panic. Okay. Because you ain't waiting very long. At this point, when you see this, you ain't waiting very much longer. So just chill. I don't need to pull no more cards. This is really good. I hope this was beneficial. Check out some of the other readings that I got up on the channel, but also check out my lives. Come and join us. We are a community. We like to chit chat with one another. And even if you don't get a reading, a lot of people always talk about how they get something out of other people's readings. So I hope to see you there. You have a beautiful day. Enjoy another cup of coffee for me.